Hello, hello viewers, it's Josie. Welcome back to Eclectic Movie Reviews. And today I am going to talk about my top 3 of 2023 thus far. As of this recording, I am wearing pink because I'm going to see Barbie later with a friend. And so before then, I'm going to do this video. So I'm gonna list them in ABC order, as I usually do, because, I work at a library. First film I'm gonna talk about is Asteroid City, written and directed by Wes Anderson, also co-written by Roman Coppola. It's just such an original story. The cinematography and production design are gorgeous as one would expect from a Wes Anderson movie. I love the acting ensemble. As far as standout performances, Jason Schwartzman gives one of the best performances in his career. He gives a great balance of the sarcastic, of comedic chops he's usually known for, along with demonstrating the vulnerability of a grieving individual. He plays a man named Augie who's grieving the loss of his wife. He has 4 children, a son named Woodrow, and then 3 daughters, each named after stars. I know one of them's named Cassiopeia. I think the other Andromeda. I forget the other one's name. Scarlett Johansson gives the classic movie actress energy really well. Their character, Mitch Campbell, and also the character in the play, since it's a meta story. I love Bryan Cranston as the Rod Serling figure. I love Rupert Friend as the cowboy and Maya Hawke as the teacher of the little cadet students. Sophia Lillis is a great addition. I hope the actors who played the kids here become stars. Jake Ryan plays Woodrow, previously in 8th grade. Grace Edwards, who plays the daughter of Scarlett Johansson's character. Ethan Josh Lee. Braden Fraser? Not Brendan Fraser. It's spelled like Braden, the name Braden. And Fraser, Frasure. And I liked Willa Skye. Some of the parents here of the kids, Hope Davis, Stephen Park, and Steve Carell, are hilarious. They're the type of parents in kids movies who are they shelter their kids, but yet they're still supportive of their ambitions. Fisher Stevens, who played Hugo from Succession, has a great bit. This is the first time Tom Hanks has worked with Wes Anderson, and his charisma and wisdom, if you will, fit perfectly into this world. Asteroid City is probably Wes Anderson's most metaphysical and thought-provoking movie yet. The message I got out of it is that life is a story we tell, whether that be a book, a play, or a film. We are stars on the stage, screen, and in the sky, related to the space theme, and life, our own story of life. Not all of it has to make sense. We just simply have to live life. As far as puzzle pieces, I felt Joe Dante vibes throughout the movie. The camaraderie of the kids made me think of Explorers and Matinee. Explorers, for those of you who do not know, is a sci-fi adventure focused on 3 boys, best friends Ben, played by Ethan Hawke, and Wolfgang, played by River Phoenix, and their new friend Darren, played by Jason Preston. I don't think he went on to make too many movies after this. Ben loves sci-fi and monster B movies from the 1950s. Wolfgang is a computer tech genius. Ben frequently has dreams of a spaceship blueprint. He then draws it out and gives it to Wolfgang to design a spaceship with. Similar to Asteroid City, Explorers goes into some metaphysical territory. Also, both films feature characters that seek to find meaning in the world and whether or not there's something greater than us. Matinee, from 1993, is set in a decade after Asteroid City during the 1962 Cuban Missile Crisis, but both films still cover fears that loomed over the country post-World War II. The location is Key West, Florida. Gene and Dennis are 2 sons of a Navy member who is currently away on a submarine trip. They are at an afternoon showing of a B-movie picture called Mant. The title refers to a creature that is part man and part ant. The film's schlocky showman producer Lawrence Woolsey, played by John Goodman, a William Castle figure, tries to bank off the current paranoia by staging something, let's just say something more than a theatrical experience. With the whole theme of discovery and life outside of Earth, I also went with The Iron Giant. And next up, Beau is Afraid, written and directed by Ari Aster. There are many different interpretations and varying opinions on this film. It's definitely not a film for everybody, and that is okay. Ari Aster has a true appreciation for cinema, and that explains why Martin Scorsese champions him so much. Aster's cinematic influences are clearly on display here. While on the note of Scorsese, the first act of the film is very reminiscent of Martin Scorsese's After Hours from 1988. In both After Hours and Beau's Afraid, a down-on-his-luck guy in a city experiences one mishap after another. Beau's bodily condition, just so you know, I'm going to get into some mild spoilers about Beau's Afraid, so I'll give a hand signal to indicate when I'm done talking about it. Beau's bodily condition, I don't want to say what it is because, I'm a lady, and, thinking about it makes me cringe. Because it's gross, is inspired from closely watched trains. Ari Aster said one of the films that influenced Beau's Afraid on a technical level was The Color of Pomegranates from 1969. I can definitely see that with surreal elements and the dream logic. And so there have been many different interpretations of Beau's Afraid, as I said earlier. No, don't take what I have to say as pure gospel. But my reading is that with the messed up mother-son relationship, Aster is commenting on, via symbols, the corporatization of America. The mother is a CEO that has ownership over everything. The camera's tracking his every move is a comment on the corporatization of media and media conglomerates. The couple, played by Nathan Lane and Amy Ryan, who nurse Beau, represent Big Pharma and the corporatization of medicine, as does his psychiatrist, played by Stephen McKinley Henderson. The dead son of Nathan Lane and Amy Ryan, who is in the military, speaks to America's romanticization of veterans. And if you're trying to tie all back to the CEO mother, military is a business itself. The Orphans of the Forest, who put on the animated play, represent artists free from studio control and interference. Until they're not, of course. The whole televised trial at the end, which, by the way, is very much taken from Defending Your Life, and The Truman Show, could be reflective of the media's love of shaming and finger-pointing. Beau being afraid to, you-know-what, I don't want to say what it is, because, I'm a lady, made me think about how, among many vocal online circles, film fan circles these days with PC culture, sex scenes in films are essentially labeled as bad, thereby factoring into younger people fearing it. Beau may be around 40 or so, but with his upbringing, he's sort of like a little kid trapped in a body of that age. Obviously, Beau's mother is the one who tells him that sex will kill him given his biological condition. And if the mother is very much affiliated with the media, and I don't know if Ari Aster was intending such, but I figured I'd bring that up. Like I said, I could not be making sense, but this is just what I was thinking about. And at the premiere of Beau's Afraid, Letterboxd, of course, asked Ari Aster what his four favorite films were. The first one he mentioned was Songs from the Second Floor from 2000, directed by Roy Andersson. And this is part of a narrative thematic trilogy of his called the Living Trilogy, which includes Songs from the Second Floor from 2000, You the Living from 2007, and A Pigeon Sat on a Branch Reflecting on Existence from 2014. If my interpretation of Beau's Afraid is accurate to what Ari Aster was aiming for, then he probably owes most of the inspirational debt, if you will, to Songs from the Second Floor. Actually, the jumping off the cliffs in Midsommar is taken directly from Songs from the Second Floor. Which makes sense, the Swedish connection. Beau's Afraid and Songs from the Second Floor are structurally similar in that they're both told in vignettes, and they are both darkly absurd and surreal. what Roy Anderson is saying in Songs from the Second Floor, tying back to my reading of Beau's Afraid, is that a capitalistic society of habitual consumerism is only a recipe for a soulless world. And Beau being shackled to his mother, his CEO mother, who owns every part of his life, only leads to his downfall. And so that's Beau's Afraid. Done. And then finally, Susame, directed by Makoto Shinkai. It's just such an inspirational and empowering romantic hero's journey. Our titular protagonist, Susame, grappling with the loss of her mother as a child, living with her aunt, risks her life saving Japan from natural disasters, closing these strange mystical doors after she meets this boy named Soda. Well, he's a couple years older than her, studying to be a teacher, and then they join together on this journey to close these doors and save Japan from natural disasters. And in doing so, Suzume saves herself and forms new connections and strengthens the connections she already has. And when I saw this, I'm going to get a little personal here. I didn't mention this back when it happened because I wanted to maintain some privacy, but my father passed away back at the end of January, and I did not want to grieve, but I was trying to put off grieving, and that it was suppressing it was not healthy, because when you suppress grief, it can manifest in other destructive ways that you don't even realize. And so I was dealing with some personal and mental health issues, and then when I saw this movie, it just felt like this light. It was just so life affirming, and it reminded me that I can overcome obstacles even when it doesn't seem like it. It just, this movie deserves to be talked about as far as best animated films of the year and films of the year, in my opinion, along with, I love Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse, but I also love this too. But yeah, that's Suzume. I can't wait till it comes to Crunchyroll, because I want to show it to my mom and some friends. As far as pairings and puzzle pieces, this was a tricky one to figure out because it's so unique. With the doors, you can make a connection to Terrence Malick's Tree of Life, and with the female protagonist going out of her way to save people from death, essentially, you can connect that to Fritz Lang's film Destiny from 1921, which is probably my personal favorite Fritz Lang film. So yeah, that's my top 3 of 2023 thus far. And I hope you enjoyed this video. If you want to check out more of my videos, click the like button and subscribe. And the links to my socials are in the description below. Thanks for watching. Goodbye for now.